Continuing our series on peak clarity. As a reminder, peak clarity is about getting clear on where we're going and the steps that we need to get there, kind of removing the fog. Today we're going to talk about the 8 forms of waste. So in the world of lean, which I talk a lot about with executive leaders and their teams, we talk about 8 forms of waste, and this is a commonly accepted. There's different acronyms. We use one called Tim Woody. But there's one called downtime, and then some people just memorize them without the acronym. But the 8 forms of waste are the same. And this is just our version of this. I'd be glad to share it with you. You just reach out and let me know. But we have transportation, inventory, motion, waiting, over and under production, overcomplicating, defects, and your team's ideas. So I want to talk today about your team's ideas. So how is that waste? One of my early mentors taught me that with every pair of hands, you get a free brain. And I would even add to that, you also get a free heart. So there was an engineer who was retiring from a company after 30 years. He got his watch and he made a speech and he said, hey, the whole time I was here, you got these. You could have had this and you could have had this if you just asked. So what brilliant ideas about value-added improvement exist in the idea of in the minds of your team members? Well, you're already paying them, they're already on the payroll, you're getting the hands, but are you asking them for their best ideas on how to improve things? And not only are you asking them, but are you getting them involved in the implementation of how to make these improvements? So don't just ask them, don't do the suggestion box thing, because those just go nowhere and frustrate everybody. But ask them, hey, how do we make this better? And then how do we make this? Like what do we need to cut out? But then how do we make this better? And get them involved in the processes to improve things. So that's your people's ideas. That's part of peak clarity. I hope you find that clarifying and you make it a great week. Thanks.